Greetings, everyone. This again is Planet Mitch from lightRumors.co. Come over, visit us to find out all about the L16. We've had a lot of questions about how the depth effect works in the software called Lumen. So you first shoot the photo, download it to your computer via Lumen, and come in here and look at the depth effect. So this is the Lumen software. And the depth effect is selected when you click this button, and then you can use this slider to go from F15 all the way up to F4. Now I've selected this image because I've played with it before, and I know that there are particular problems, like in this area right here. You see the out of focus area on the right side, and this is, something I have trouble with. This is on the left side of the pole, and I'm going to tell you quickly about the pole in a second. But right in here between her arm and the pole, you see that the AstroTurf, whatever the proper name for the fake turf on the football field is sharp-ish, whereas before it was all the same depth. And so this is a problem area. Now, just before we go on and fix the problems, I want you to realize that not every image has these issues. Sometimes we come into Lumen and process to F4 and everything works. So this is not required for every image. Just wanted to make sure you were aware of that before we go into how it's fixed. We also have a problem area that's right here by her chin. On this side of her, the cheerleader palms in the background are in focus. There's a large area right under her arm here, as well as under her arm on this side, which is the left or the right, depending upon which problem you're having. Interestingly enough, about the pole, I know I've worked with these young ladies for a long time. These poles they're not carbon fiber, but they're pretty strong and pretty straight. So I found it very interesting that this particular image, the pole looks bent. And that has to do with the fact that these are all CMOS sensors, and CMOS sensors are known to have rolling shutter. It scans the image from top to bottom, even though it's very quick. The scan on all of the sensors, it still, in this case, has rendered this pole as bent. So I found that rather interesting. And I'm going to send this off to Light, because when I talked to them in San Francisco, they were very intrigued to see this image. Anyway, so how do we fix these areas down here? Well, if you go into the tool on the left, see, I did it right that time. Did it right. Get it bad, left. Sorry. If you click, I can't talk. If you select the match depth, you now have this toolbar. And by default, it's set to quick select. You can do a brush or a lasso. I'm going to do quick select. And I'm going to take this area right in here and I'm going to paint it. And you don't have to be very exact, and you can overlap. And so it kind of does this little thing. And I don't know if that's going to figure that out right there or not. But then the second step is to select the depth. So I'm going to grab this, and I want it to match this depth over here. And then I'm going to click apply. And it will go through and it will try to match the depths on that area. I may have missed that. I could have probably painted that a little bit better. It looks a little still in focus right there. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's still also right in focus right in there. But I did learn that if I do multiple areas, so I'm going to select this area here, and I'm going to select this area up here. You notice it's figuring it out as we go. And right in through here, I want it to fix that. Now, those areas I'm going to all tell to be the same depth, which, of course, maybe I don't necessarily want to do them all at the same time, so I'm going to do reset. So I want, let's do this one, make it a little closer. See, it figured it out right in there. And I'm going to do this one over here, because they're about the same depth. And so it's figured that out close enough for what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do select depth, and I'm going to just kind of be in the middle, pick that, and do apply. obviously I could fix these other things here. I'm not going to go through that process. You understand how the process works now. And now I can generate this as an F4 and have it go out in either DNG. So you want to see how that works, right? So there is this export button, and you can, sometimes what I do is I add like F4 to the name and say I want to go to DNG because I'm going to take it to Lightroom, and it forgot that F4, so now I have to type it again. No, it's still there. I'm sorry. I just can't read. And then you can select which size you want to send out. I would send it out typically as full size, which is going to be a very massive file when we get over to Lightroom or Photoshop, but that gives you the most to work with, right? And that's the way it works. Now, the one other trick I have learned, just FYI, is that if you, for example, I'm going to cancel that. If you wanted to go back and start this process again on this image, there is no reset or set back to normal like there would be in Lightroom, but there is the ability, if you go out to your computer, there is all of the light images come over. The raw images are .lri files, and they make a sidecar kind of image with file with all of the information about what we fixed, for example. So those are called .lris. And if you go delete the LRIS file, then it will not have the changes that you've made. So that's a tiny little tip from Mitch at lightrumors.co. That's the way Lumen processes an image for depth.